Hey YouTube, Shelko04 here. So today I want to talk to you about, I want to share with you my thoughts basically on bugging out versus bugging in. And in case you're unfamiliar with those terms, bugging out implies that where you are currently sucks and you can go somewhere else, probably short term, I don't know, a week or so, less, overnight, whatever. Bugging in implies that you're happy, you're content, or you're going to work with where you are currently, and so you're going to stay put. Now, here's my first question about bugging out. Where are you going to go? In the event of a shit hits the fan situation, uh, do you own a vacation house up in the mountains? You got a cabin up there? You got a family in the next county or somewhere else in the state with 150 acres that are going to open their arms and welcome you there? If you do, more power to you. If you don't, again, I question where are you going to go? And please leave the answer in the comments because I'm very curious about that. Because here's the logic. Here's the question. Uh, East of the Rockies, there's not much public land, BLM land. I mean, there are state parks and national parks and stuff like that. We'll talk about those in a minute. But there's no BLM open land. It's all owned. It's all, somebody owns it. Some corporation owns a forest or what have you, uh, for the most part. So if you leave your property and go to the woods over there, it's most likely that somebody owns those woods. And now, at the very least, you're trespassing. At the very most, you've become somebody else's problem. Uh, in that situation, you won't be welcome on my property, and I will take whatever means and measures necessary to make you feel unwelcome. Uh, let's put it that way. And I would expect that from most other people in a shit hits the fan situation because there you are bludgeoning off their resources. Now, in a forested wilderness, state park, national park, whatever you want to call that, something like Yosemite or Yellowstone or even the state park down where we were looking for land the other day, that's great. If you're going to go there, my suggestion is that you buy a bus now and take everybody you know with you because the fact of the matter is you are not going to be the only person there. And so anybody who's hunted there, fished there, or vacationed there is going to have the same thought of, oh, let's go there because I know where there's a great spot for whatever. So I would expect those natural areas to turn into a zoo pretty quickly and be pretty unsafe. I mean, basically, you're talking about probably a lot of heavily armed people wandering around in the woods looking to smack Bambi. And I'm telling you, it's not going to be that easy because if you've got animals out there that are playing the game for real, they are not going to be standing there 15 yards away waiting for you to put a bullet through them like a paper target. So it gets back to the idea of bugging in. Now, whether you own just a house and a small yard or you've got 150 acres, it doesn't make that much of a difference, I don't think, with regards to what your options are. And here's why. First off, if you bug in, you're already relatively comfortable. You've got a roof over your head, you've got probably some means of providing heat, and hopefully some water supplied put aside. If not, you'll be drinking out of the tank on the back of your toilet and or draining the hot water heater eventually. But you know your property and you know your house. And if you doubt my statement there, what I suggest you do tonight is turn out all the lights and walk from one part of your house to the other part of your house and see how quietly you can do that. And I would think that you'd be surprised that, you know your house a lot better than somebody who's some marauder who's going to come through the door looking to burgle all your stuff. So you know your house, you know your property, and you've got some resources there that you're not going to be able to carry with you in a bug out bag. These are all pluses. So here's an idea, and we'll go into this more later. But even if you got a small yard, you can still build a hide in your yard. And by that I mean you're going to take your compost heap or your grass clippings pile or whatever you want to call where you throw the leaves in the fall, and you're going to turn that into a little fort like you would have had as a kid. You'll fortify it. Like I said, we'll go over a video doing that later. But in the event that you see something down the road, or somebody calls you from down the road, or conveys to you some other way that, hey, they just robbed our house, or the marauders are coming, or whatever you want to call it, you can now leave your house and go hide in your hide right out there, or 50 acres away, or wherever. And when they leave, you can come back in and do some damage control. That to me seems like a bit more of a plausible solution than just wandering around the hillside like some homeless person pushing a shopping cart. Because even those people, as much as they seem to be bugging out, actually have Uncle Sam providing them with a meal drop every now and then. So I guess that's about all I have to say for now. Like I said, later I'll produce a video on how to come up with a hide in your backyard, and we'll go into a little more detail and stuff like that. Do me a favor, provide comments, suggestions, and by all means, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Shelko04 out. Sorry about that.